My manipulative stepsister fabricated a story about being unable to have children to her fiancé, so I revealed the existence of her secret child. My mother remarried when I was 3. My stepfather, Mark, is the only father I've ever truly known and loved. 2 years later, they had my sister Olivia. Mark never showed any favoritism and never felt less like his child than Olivia. My mother, however, consistently favored Olivia, allowing her to get away with anything throughout our childhood. For instance, when we were caught skipping school to go to the mall as teenagers, I was the only one punished because I was older and therefore deemed the instigator, even though Olivia had relentlessly begged me to go. Olivia frequently borrowed my clothes and never returned them, and my mother would suggest I had simply misplaced them. Mark often defended me, telling my mother she was being unfair, which likely contributed to the strained relationship between him and Olivia compared to his close bond with me. Additionally, in high school, Olivia became pregnant. Our parents tried to discuss other options, but Olivia delivered a dramatic speech about not being a life ender, had the baby, and gave him up for adoption. I know it was a difficult period for her, and I tried to be supportive, but she completely shut me out, refusing to discuss it. So eventually, I, like the rest of the family, pretended it never happened. Olivia and I are now in our 30s, and not close. However, after our mother passed away a few years ago, we made an effort to be civil for Mark's sake. Recently, my husband and I had dinner with her and her boyfriend, during which they announced their engagement. While we were congratulating them, her fiancé mentioned that he knew Olivia was the one. Because his desire to be a father hadn't changed even after learning she couldn't have children, I started to ask, "Oh, Olivia, you don't want kids?" But she immediately stomped on my foot under the table. A few minutes later, she excused herself to the restroom, and I followed. While she was reapplying lipstick, I asked, "So you're not going to have kids?" And she casually replied, "He thinks I'm infertile." I asked why he would believe that, and she said, "The last thing I want is a brat ruining our lives." So I told him I was born unable to have kids, and there's nothing that can be done. I'll just stay on birth control forever. It's fine. I was astounded that she was beginning her engagement with a lie. I vented to my husband on the way home, and he agreed it was deceitful, but felt it wasn't our place to interfere since we were unclose to Olivia's boyfriend, so I let it go. A few months later, Mark sadly passed away. I was heartbroken and took time off work to grieve. However, the day after his funeral, Olivia called. She informed me that she intended to contest Mark's will. She claimed that she had been speaking with a lawyer since our mother's death, who advised her that she had a strong case to inherit all of our father's money, and consequently, everything he had inherited from our mother, because I wasn't his biological daughter. I was incredibly shocked that she had been plotting something so cruel for so long and had the audacity to call me before our father's body was even cold. Before I or my husband could stop me, I drove directly to her house. Her fiancé answered the door asking what was wrong. Olivia appeared behind him, telling me to leave, but I said, "Considering biology is so important to you, I thought your boyfriend should know where your inheritance will ultimately go." And I revealed that her definitely not infertile self had a child out there she had never mentioned to him. I stated, "She is perfectly capable of having children. She simply doesn't want to have them with you." Olivia screamed at me, calling me a life wrecker and begging her fiancé not to believe me. But as I walked away from the house, I heard him telling her that they were finished.